Welcome to FilterBoxx Safety Orientation. Our mission is we provide sustainable and efficient water treatment solutions to our customers through expertise and innovation. Our vision is to be the preferred partner for those who value water as much as we do. Our company values are integrity, innovation, expertise, teamwork, ownership. Welcome to FilterBoxx, a Novivo company. Here at FilterBoxx, we take the health and safety of the environment of our employees, contractors, and the public seriously. We are committed to providing services, products, and conducting our work in ways which reflect our commitment to safety. Our company safety policy outlines our goal that everyone works together efficiently and effectively to ensure a safe and healthy work environment. We are each accountable to ourselves, our co-workers, and to our families, so we must all play our part to ensure that we all go home safe at the end of each day. No job or task is so urgent that it cannot be planned and executed in a safe and responsible manner. To provide an accident-free workplace, FilterBoxx is committed to integrating health and safety into all aspects of our operations and complying with all government legislation and industry best practices, codes, and regulations. FilterBoxx will provide training, equipment, and specialized PPE to our employees to enhance their ability to recognize hazards and minimize risks in their jobs. All employees and contractors will be adequately supervised, trained, and competent in their duties, and will provide prompt and effective response to emergency situations. We all share the responsibility for our own health and safety and for everyone around us. We will work together to make our site safer, our people more capable, and our company stronger. Supervisors' responsibilities are the following: to ensure the health and safety of all workers and visitors on the worksite, that workers are properly trained and fit for duty and are aware of their responsibilities, that workers understand the hazards and controls used to ensure everyone's safety, that workers follow required procedures and use PPE, that workers are aware of their rights, compliance with government regulations, industry standards, company policies and procedures, and that appropriate tools and equipment are supplied, used, and maintained as per manufacturer's specifications. Workers are responsible for the following: to protect the health and safety of themselves and others on the worksite, to be fit for duty, to use and maintain PPE properly, to cooperate and comply with FilterBoxx safety program, government requirements, company policies, procedures, and standards, to follow and perform hazard assessments, report all incidents and potential hazards to their supervisors, refuse unsafe work for which they are not adequately trained, provide professional and respectful interactions. Workers' rights. The three fundamental safety rights are the right to refuse unsafe work, the right to participate in the occupational health and safety of your workplace, the right to be informed of the hazards you may face on the job. Remember, you also have an obligation to refuse unsafe work. If you do not feel safe completing a task, or you feel you are not competent, trained, or have a psychological fear of restricted, confined spaces, working at heights, or similar concerns, you have an obligation to immediately inform your supervisor. Violence and harassment policy All employees and contractors are entitled to a safe and healthy work environment, including their physical, psychological, and social well-being. Violence, harassment, bullying, and horseplay will not be tolerated in the workplace. If you have any issues regarding these behaviors, please report these to your supervisor or human resources. Training and competency. Competency means that you are qualified, trained, and experienced enough to work without supervision, or that you are working under the direct supervision of a competent worker. Training may be required depending on your job or work location. For many of our client sites, a safety orientation and additional training or testing may be required for you to access those sites. Courses such as H2S Alive, First Aid, Respiratory Fit Testing, Fall Arrest, Confined Space, Forklift, TDG, WMIS, etc. Please speak with your supervisor if you are unsure of these requirements. PPE requirements. All FilterBoxx employees working in the field, shops, and for task-specific situations require personal protective equipment. Minimum requirements are an ANSI or CSA approved hard hat, a CSA approved footwear for the work being completed, fire retardant outerwear as required, high visibility stripes, CSA safety glasses with side shields, gloves required for the task, as well as any task-specific PPE, goggles and face shields for grinding or various chemical handling tasks, hearing protection in areas where levels exceed 70 decibels, as well as depending on the task or site requirements, gas detection devices and respiratory and fit tests may also be required. Speak with your supervisor if you are unsure of these requirements. Site rules. Visitors. All visitors are to report to the office, sign in, and must always be accompanied by a FilterBoxx employee. The speed limit on site is 15 kilometers per hour. Vehicles should always be backed into parking spots, and vehicles over 1 ton require a spotter. Smoking and vaping is only permitted in designated outdoor areas and not permitted in company-owned or leased vehicles. No spoiled footwear or coveralls are to be worn in the office areas. Speak with your supervisor if you are unsure of these rules. Best practices. Good housekeeping means keeping work areas clean and orderly. This helps prevent slips, trips, and other hazards. It also shows respect for your coworkers. Always keep work areas free from oil, grease, and other spills. Dispose of hazardous material properly and promptly, and always keep walkways, stairways free from material, snow, and ice. Don't leave tools or materials to become a hazard to yourself or others. Some of our client sites prohibit growth of facial hair in case of emergency respiratory equipment requirements. Hair should be completely confined, and jewelry must not be worn if there is a potential to be caught in equipment. We are all responsible to report unsafe conditions and hazards to protect people, assets, and the environment. Working alone and journey management. A system must be used to check the well-being of any worker that is required to work alone or traveling to and from work sites. In most situations, this means regular planned communication with your supervisor or a journey management working alone partner. Often driving or operating heavy equipment may be required. These are considered safety-sensitive, high-hazard activities. Company vehicle management practices, inspections, and adhering to the rules of the road are mandatory practices. You must make sure if you are working or traveling alone that you understand and follow these company policy requirements. Speak with your supervisor if you are unsure of these requirements. Fit for duty policy. Employees must be fit for work. This means being able to work safely and effectively without the limitations due to alcohol, drugs, or prescription medications, fatigue, and other mental or emotional distractions that may cause a lapse in judgment, hazards, or risks. Many of our clients, and for internal safety sensitive positions within the company, will require drug and alcohol pre-access testing, so ensure that you are fit and ready for work. We understand that there may be times when you may be prescribed medications by a physician or need to use over-the-counter medications. In these cases, you must advise your supervisor if medications will adversely affect your ability to work safely. Health hazards and emergency response. Some of the substances and chemicals you may be exposed to or handle during your workday may be hazardous to your health. You must know where the SDSs are located and must review and understand how to use them. Additional PPE and precautions may be required when working with chemicals or waste-related supplies and equipment. Ensure you are aware of these situations and talk to your supervisor if you are unsure. All FilterBoxx employees and contractors must be familiar with the location of the site muster point, fire extinguishers, eye wash stations and showers, first aid stations, SDSs, and any other emergency equipment. Effective communication in emergency situations is required, as well as a clear understanding of the emergency response plan and knowing when to put them into effect. Hazard assessments. A hazard assessment must be conducted for all work done daily by field or shop workers. A field level risk assessment, an FLRA, is initiated before work begins and as an ongoing process, updated as conditions change throughout the day. For high risk or complex tasks, a job hazard assessment, a JHA, should be completed and reviewed by all affected workers before the work begins. Further safety program participation may be required, like monthly company safety meetings, toolbox meetings, site inspections, and observations hazard ID submissions. Please speak with your supervisor and review the company safety handbook for more information. We are each accountable to ourselves, our coworkers, and to our families. So we must all play our part to ensure that we all go home safe at the end of each day. No job or task is so urgent that it cannot be planned and executed in a safe and responsible manner. To provide an accident-free workplace, FilterBoxx is committed to integrating health and safety into all aspects of our operations and comply with all company policies, procedures, government legislation, regulations, and industry best practices. Your basic health and safety orientation is now complete. Please remember that the FilterBoxx Environmental Health and Safety Management System is designed to protect the safety of everyone on our sites or may be affected by our activity. Please help us ensure that everyone goes home safely at the end of each day. Please complete the short knowledge quiz and receive a certificate of completion for this orientation. And always, if you have any questions or concerns, contact your supervisor or the EHS coordinator. Thank you.